The culmination event of EU Small Finance Bank's Badlaav Humse Hai campaign, in association with Network 18, took place in Mumbai. Recognizing and showcasing the tremendous work of 25 extraordinary changemakers, the event also witnessed eminent personalities, including policymakers, law enforcers, and industry stalwarts, discuss the path to creating lasting change and helped felicitate this year's Unsung Hero. Iqbal Singh Chahal, BMC Commissioner and actor, the campaign ambassador, Panag, kick-started the evening's proceedings with a special conversation with Network 18's Special Projects Editor, Ananda Simmon.
Well, namaste, Jai Hind, everybody. Badlaav Humse Hai, be the change. It works, perhaps percolates, and two people who perhaps identify, exemplify, and communicate it with every ounce of their work are sitting with us right now. Iqbal Singh Chahal ji, मैं सबसे पहले आपसे जानना चाहता हूँ, and I want to ask you this. Mumbai, to change Mumbai itself is a gargantuan ask. But Mumbai also has Mumbaikars who are ready to step up and help. You ask them and they will do it for you. Have you seen that happen with you as BMC
I see them happen every day. First of all, I must thank you for inviting me today. I'm grateful to you for that. And I would like to say good evening to all distinguished guests who are present here today. I see our citizens participating, helping, cooperating, and chipping in every day. And I have said so many times that our success in COVID was only because of people's participation and great help from citizens.
How many people have asked you, Kul, please help me. I want to do this, but I don't know how to go about it.
I think it happens in various degrees across various interests. And it's my privilege and I would say honor to be able to be in a position to be able to help people, whether it's girls coming up to me and saying, tell us how to go about getting a flying license, or how do you ride a bike? It could be something as basic as that to something bigger, such as, can you help me with access to university or access to a school? So I think those of us who have the opportunity to be able to have a platform, to be able to give back, must choose to use it.
All of us, please, the message is that we all can be the change. Kyunki Badlaav Humse Hai. Thank you so much, Iqbal Singh ji and Panag. Lovely conversation.
The insightful conversation was followed by the first set of felicitations, recognizing the exemplary work being put in by the change makers. Discussing the need of building trust between the law enforcement agencies with communities, and also the role of corporates in enabling grassroots change makers. The second session of the evening witnessed an interesting conversation between Vivek Pansalkar, Mumbai's Commissioner of Police, and Siddharth Sharma, CEO, Tata Trust, talk about their roles on the subject.
One represents the Tata Trust, philanthropy par excellence. The other person is Commissioner of Mumbai Police. To get into the police, to wear that khaki uniform and to serve people, that itself takes so much of courage and so much of commitment towards society. So, hats off, sir. Hats off to both of you. Thank you very, very much. But let me ask you, how easy or how difficult it is to remain committed for making society better when you have your own issues to deal with, every police person, you know, and see, how important is it that society steps up to help?
Well, first of all, let me acknowledge that Mumbai and Mumbaikars are a great people and a great city, and a lot of people keep helping us all the time, and that is one thing which keeps the commitment going. Having said that, yes, keeping the commitment is a huge and uphill task. It is never easy in any walk of life, and more so in the police. But I personally think that it is always important to motivate your force and officers and to continuously tell them that, they are working for some higher purpose. Only then the commitment continues. Otherwise, in private sector, it is very incentive driven. और 2 increment नहीं मिलते तो आप छोड़ के कहीं और चले जाते हो.
Let me ask you, Tata Trust, and for us, Trust Tata. So it's a big responsibility on your shoulders. How do you then continue to be a change maker? How do you continue to be, shouldering the responsibility of this trust that society has on you?
I think it's actually riding on the belief of 1.4 billion Indians. The Tatas, as you know, were founded more than 150 years ago. And we have always shown that in terms of the organizational structure, in terms of the manner that we work, that it is possible to do business with the heart. It is possible to do business and also ensure that the communities continue to be the center of whatever we do, that there's no binary between profit and social welfare and social well-being.
Big round of applause for Fansalkar ji and also Siddharth ji. Thank you so much, Vivek ji. Thank you so much.
Post the conversation, the dignitaries, along with Network 18's Ananda Simmon, felicitated the second set of 6 change makers, showcasing their stories to everyone present and giving them the platform and recognition they duly deserve.
हमारे गांव की औरतें सच में ही कहने को तो देश बहुत तरक्की कर रहा है, लेकिन हमारे गांव की औरतें आज भी बाहर निकलने से बहुत कतराती है. आप मानोगे नहीं कि मेरा भी फ्लाइट यात्रा पहली बार हुई है, तो मैं बहुत ज़्यादा खुश हूँ और एयू को बहुत बहुत बधाई देती हूँ.
A major highlight of the evening proceedings was the special session with the chief guest of the event, Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Shri Devendra Fadnavis, who spoke of the need for a change in power-packed fireside chat with Network 18's Ananda Simmon.
Thank you very much for first up taking time out and coming to this very special endeavor, जहाँ हम बदलाव की बात कर रहे हैं. और बदलाव बहुत बड़ा एक चेंज जिसे कहते हैं ना कि बी द चेंज और बदलाव हमसे है, उसके आप प्रत्यक्ष प्रमाण भी हैं. तो सबसे पहले आपको इस मुहिम के बारे में मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ.
नहीं, मैं ऐसा मानता हूँ कि बहुत अच्छी मुहिम है. देखिए, कई बार हम लोगों को ये लगता है कि समाज ये सरकार के भरोसे चलता है. हाँ, सरकार का मुख्य रोल तो है ही, लेकिन समाज की अपनी व्यवस्था होती है. समाज में अपना एक ताकत होती है, एक ऊर्जा होती है, एक अपना पौरुष होता है जो समाज को आगे बढ़ाता है. कई बार हम लोग ये सोचते हैं कि, और लोग कहते हैं कि जी पुराने ज़माने में प्रेरणा देने वाले लोग बहुत थे, अब लोग कम हो गए. ऐसा नहीं है. अगर हम अपने आजू बाजू देखें तो इतने लोग प्रेरणादायी काम कर रहे हैं, हम उनको रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं कर रहे. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि बदलाव हमसे है, ये जो मुहिम है, ये ऐसे लोगों को हम रिकॉग्नाइज कर रहे हैं जो अपने खुद के बलबूते पर बदलाव कर रहे हैं, चेंज कर रहे हैं. देखिए, मैं कोई भी व्यक्ति, मैं हूँ, आप है, दुनिया नहीं बदल सकते, लेकिन हम केवल दुनिया बदलनी है ऐसी बात करेंगे तो दुनिया बदलेगी नहीं. हम अपनी जितनी ताकत है उतनी ताकत से भी अगर कोई बदलाव हम ला पाए तो दुनिया बदलेगी.
Ladies and gentlemen, Devendra Fadnavis ji.
Thank you.
Following the fireside chat, all the change makers being felicitated were invited on the stage for a photo op with the Deputy Chief Minister to encourage and lend support to the astounding work they have undertaken. AU Small Finance Bank, in association with Network 18, hosted the grand finale of the second season of Badlaav Humse Hai, a flagship campaign, bringing you stories of 25 extraordinary change makers, turning their ideas into impact, an impact that is for the greater good of mankind. The event also witnessed a special fireside chat between Ananda Simmon and Sanjay Agarwal, founder MD and CEO of AU Small Finance Bank. On the theme, Banking on Positive Change, focusing on how changemakers are propelling the India growth story forward and the need to keep supporting them on their journey.
See, T20 was a very unknown territory for a lot of test players and ODI players.
Correct.
ODI was unknown territory for a lot of test players.
Correct.
But they all adapted. When you stepped into small finance, into the areas, that was unknown territory.
Correct.
So how did you do it? Why did you do it?
So, sometimes ignorance is the blessing, right? So, of course, I feel always that I'm a risk guy in that sense that I can read the situation well, I can read people well, I can read entire, I would say, the opportunities or challenges well. That is why we have reached to this level. But, sometimes, you have to ignore many things, and you to away from the noises. You cannot be prejudiced, right? So, when I started here, and I started meeting those customers who were not so well-to-do, they were informal kind of segment, no documents and all those things. But when you touch and feel, you can figure out people's intention, right? And people's ability to do something their own. And we just back those people, those intent, and and in the end pray the God, right? Ki yaar, sab kuch acha hoga, right? So correct. I think it's backing yourself and also believing that world is a nicer place.
Let me ask you, this part that you said, no? That there is hope. Not everybody is bad.
Yeah.
और हर कोई आदमी बुरा नहीं होता या व्यक्ति बुरा नहीं.
नहीं कोई नहीं बुरा नहीं होता.
हाँ, so I'm asking you one of these change makers, somebody, some instance that you remember from early on, which said, this is worth it. Let me continue on this path.
Yeah, so to be very honest, I still remember in my early days of lending that, I met one guy on the road and he's having 10,000-20,000 rupees as his, what do you call, the savings and and he just expressed that, मेरे पास auto होता तो I'd be very good, but I don't have that money to buy the auto and all those things, so तो उसने बोला कितने का ऑटो आता है यार तो उसने कहा 1 लाख रुपए का आता है सर हाउ मच अमाउंट यू हैव आई हैव ओनली 20,000 तो आई थिंक एंड आई actually lent him 80,000 rupees and that was the first loan when we started doing three-wheeler funding, back when maybe early, I would say early 2000. So, and then that same guy, performed very well from one auto to 3-4 autos and then taxi, then housing loan and other loans, right? And he came out from that poverty, right? And I think that kind of backing, and that kind of intent, and honestly, Anand, that guy was not a Jaipur guy. He was coming from Bihar, looking to build something, But his intent was so high, his commitment was so high, and his entrepreneurial journey, I will say spirit was so high that you need to back all those people, right? And, to be very honest, because हमें लगता है दुनिया बहुत अच्छी है as a lender, right? Because in our 100 cases, if we fund, only 1 or 2 people default. 98% people always pay you on time, right? Maybe delay in payments, but that's not a default, right? So that is why I always say to the world that world is very beautiful place, world is very nicer place. We need to come together to sail through, right?
See, one of the change makers, she's there. She said she got funded by AU Bank in a Dhani that she started her business. She's sitting there.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
So when such people come to you or to your bank, what's the first response?
No.
Or how do you assess credit risk, if I may ask you?
No, of course. So before bank, it was easy to back everybody on the road because NBFCs were not so regulated, right? We can have our own judgment by touch and feel, the kind of intent you have, the kind of money you have, the kind of business you want to operate. तो आनंद एक प्रिंसिपल होता था मेरा जब मैं लैंड करता था कि यार लेट्स नॉट सी कि लोग अच्छे हैं नहीं है कस्टमर इज गुड और बैड लेट्स जज कि खराब नहीं है
Ladies and gentlemen, phenomenal conversation with Sanjay Agarwal.
Following the fireside chat, Mr. Krishna Prakash, Chief of Maharashtra Police Force 1, was invited on stage to felicitate the third set of changemakers, along with Mr. Sanjay Agarwal, founder, MD and CEO of AU Small Finance Bank.
So actually, they are making a area which is marshy and dirty. They are making that full of colors by creating it a hub of butterflies, you know. So एक शायर ने कहा है कि तुमने चाहा ही नहीं, हालात बदल सकते थे, तुम्हारी आंखों के अश्क मेरी आंखों से निकल सकते थे, तुम तो ठहरे ही रहे झील के पानी की तरह, दरिया बनते तो बहुत दूर निकल सकते थे.
Renowned actor and film producer Sunil Shetty, along with Padma Shri recipient Mr. Anand Kumar, a stalwart in the field of education, engaged the audiences on their views on how we can inspire the next generation of change makers for lasting impact.
आनंद जी, मैं सबसे सुनील जी, विद योर परमिशन I'd like to start with him. आपने जब शुरू किया कि मुझे इनको पढ़ाना है, बहुत बड़ा ध्येय था, आसान नहीं था. कैसे किया? वो मनोव्यथा, वो मानसिक अवस्था आपकी उस वक्त क्या थी कि जब आपने डिसाइड किया वही अब करना ही है?
हमारे लिए पूरा खुला मैदान था कि बहुत पैसे कमा सकते थे कोचिंग सेंटर में पढ़ाकर या अपना बड़ा कोचिंग खोल करके. लेकिन फिर हम सोचे कि ऐसे बच्चे जो कि कहीं नहीं पढ़ सकते, उनके पास कुछ भी नहीं, तो सोचा कि ठीक है, अपने भाई प्रणव से रिक्वेस्ट किया कि आओ हमारे साथ जुड़ो. माताजी खाना घर में बनाने लगी और 30 बच्चों को साथ में रखकर पढ़ाने लगा, और पढ़ाते पढ़ाते मैं आज आपके पास हूँ, सुनील शेट्टी जैसे बड़े कलाकार के सामने हूँ.
But you've also helped a lot of people quietly.
Try to.
You try not to talk about it much.
No, I think, I've always been taught that give without a mention and accept without ever forgetting. Give and forget and accept and never forget. So I think, that's the upbringing. Parents at home, from the very beginning, the gurus that you believed in, your teachers. My mother-in-law, who ran the Save the Children India earlier, now the Badlaav Foundation. I think she's one person who taught me that giving is everything, and so much that I've learned from her. And seeing the stories here today, and the legacy that they carry for the next generation, it's unbelievable. So it's I guess it's from the family.
Any story that stayed with you from your early days when you were struggling, or when you became a success, when you saw somebody and said, if that person can do this, so can I?
When my mother-in-law started working with Save the Children India then, I joined her because she wanted me to help her, because I was an actor and I'll help her reach the places that she wanted to. One day she called me and said, Sunil, there's this operation that I've undertaken, I want you to help me. I said, Mom, what is it? And she said, I'll tell you, but I'll tell you at the right time. And this was saving 186 girls from the red light area of Kamatirpura in Mumbai with just the CM, the commissioner, and her knowing, and then me, and of course a whole lot of NGOs. And overnight, we had 186 girls vamooshed out of there and taken back to their home.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sunil Shetty and Anand Kumar. Put your hands together for them, please. Bahut bahut aabhar. Thank you. Thank you.
Post the insightful conversation, the final set of change makers were felicitated by the special guest of honor. As the evening event concluded, guests were left with something to take back as direct impact of the work being done by one of the amazing change makers, felicitated earlier in the show. A power-packed musical performance by Ghazi Khan and his troupe, celebrating the enduring music of the deserts by keeping the legacy of the Mangniyar musicians alive.
Thank you. Shukriya. Mehrbaan.